You must come with us to the place appointed.
Oh, I'm not dressed. What place appointed? What are you talking about?
You have no choice. It is by the king's order.
No! Get your hands off me! Your hands!
A new tell-all book about U.S. President Donald Trump is set to hit shelves on Tuesday. We already have some details. The book is called Disloyal, and it's written by Trump's former fixer, Michael Cohen.
Okay.
But the Washington Post claims it includes alleged comments made by Trump in regards to other countries and their leaders. For example, and citing Cohen's book, the paper alleges Trump has a low opinion of all black people. The book also alleges Trump praised apartheid-era South Africa, that Nelson Mandela harmed the country, and that he was no leader.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God, stop your fucking lying.
Why, Mr. Trump? Why did our schools have to go back like this? Well, I told them to go back. Yeah, but you knew they couldn't without the testing. Why didn't you give them the testing? And what about you, Mr. Biden? What would you do? You're going to be in here November, win. If you win, January, you're in. Now what?
Boy, if you don't get...
We're still in the thick of it. What are the first 5 things you'll do that'll help us? If we're anywhere near the flu plus COVID problems that we anticipate, what will you do differently? The dead, the sick, the long haul syndrome you're going to hear more and more about even after mild cases. All of it is going to matter in people's assessment of this pandemic and how this president and their other leaders failed them or helped fix for them.
I'm Michael Jordan. Stop it. Get some help.
Trump is a fool. He says foolish things. He calls people liars when he can't even spell the word. He lies more than anyone either of us have probably ever seen in any major political situation.
Definitely a tiger because he has the eye of the tiger.
He does have the eye of the tiger.
Are you sure about that?
Advice columnist E. Jean Carroll wrote in graphic detail about how Donald Trump allegedly raped her in a fitting room in the Bergdorf Goodman department store in New York City.
It hurt, and it was against my will, and I don't know where I got the strength, because he was big, but I think I was stomping my foot. I have my handbag in this arm. I never put it down. I'm holding it. I have no idea. The only reason I know I'm holding it is because when I got out in the street, I still had it in my hand. So somehow I got my knee up and pushed him back. And the minute he backed up, I was out the door.
Walk out the door, you see someone that you know, and they ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Donald Trump's attempt to fire Fox News correspondent is reminiscent of the press control he has sought to exert since early 2016. Joining us now, a special occasion, a special guest, Brian Stelter.
Oh my God! Jennifer Griffin is the latest example of this tug of war between the real journalists of Fox, who are mostly losing, and the propagandists, who are winning big time. I had dozens and dozens of staffers of Fox confide in me and say, we have surrendered to Trump. Our network has gone off the rails. They say it's the same thing that's happened in the Republican Party, but it's happened on television.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
The Department of Homeland Security issued an intelligence bulletin obtained by CNN warning about Russian attempts to undermine the U.S. election process. Not only does it say Russia has been amplifying election integrity issues since March, it also goes on to give a series of examples. For instance, the bulletin says Russia has, quote, criticized the integrity of expanded and universal vote by mail.
Oh my God, I love Chipotle. Chipotle is my life.
Democratic Congressman Adam Schiff, who is the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, joins me now. Thank you so much for coming on. When you hear the president saying those things and you see the bulletin, and I'm sure you see a lot more than that since you're the chairman of the Intelligence Committee, about what Russia is trying to do when it comes to misinformation or disinformation about the mail-in voting system about to start in this country as the election is here, what are we to think?
Iridocyclitis.
Well, this is really not at all surprising. I think weeks or months ago, I was asking the intelligence agencies to look out for exactly this. The Russians amplifying the president's false claims about vote by mail.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.